Folks, the layoffs are starting and it's about to get substantially worse. The last remaining ground that our economy has to stand on is that low unemployment rate. Our economy still has more jobs than people, but sadly, that won't last for long. The main reason that we have had such low unemployment in the first place is because over the last 2 years, we printed trillions upon trillions of dollars out of thin air. In order to create decades low unemployment, we have created decades high inflation. If you look at the supply of liquid cash assets in the US, you had an increase from the 1960s to the Great Recession in 2008. It sped up dramatically after that to get us out of that crisis, but nothing comes close to what we did during the last 2 years. We printed all of these dollars during a period of time where the economy was barely producing any goods or services. That allowed for persistent demand throughout the beginning of the pandemic and a massive comeback after things reopened, which then created a massive hiring boom in nearly every sector, even sectors that had previously been shut down by the pandemic. Now, in a normal economy, if people for whatever reason can't work or aren't allowed to work, well, that means that they have less money to spend, and for years after that, until they get more money again and the economy improves, they spend less. So the lack of supply is met with a lack of demand, and that allows the economy to recover a lot more organically. In a normal economy, massive supply chain shortages are met with massive demand shortages. If people aren't working, then they can't afford things on the supply chain anyways. Obviously, there's exceptions, but if you look at this from a broad scale, this is how the system works if you let things go as they would go normally. The last 2 years, though, we said, screw that. We printed so much money that many people had even more buying power than they did before, despite the fact that there was no supply to back that up, and despite the fact that supply chain problems would continue to persist years ahead. You go ahead and you add in a war in Ukraine, a partially resulting energy crisis, and further bad policy making, and all of a sudden you get inflation at 4-decade highs that continues to go up despite energy prices actually dropping. We live in a cause and effect world, and this is the effect that we are dealing with. The cause, massive printing of money at the same time where supply has continuously been struggling to keep up. Now, we can debate the C-19 response as much as we want. Personally, I happen to believe that if the government forces you to be locked down, then the government should be also responsible for helping you sustain yourself, whether you're a business or a regular everyday tax-paying citizen. But regardless of whether you support the measures or you don't support the measures or you think we should have done more or less, hey, it doesn't matter. This is done, now we have to pay for it. And this process of paying back the proverbial piper is starting very rapidly. Now, of course, it is my sworn and sacred responsibility to make sure that no matter what, you are violently informed. And we are going to do just that in this video. I'm going to walk you through, and I'll put all the timestamps down below, exactly what you need to know about all of these new layoffs and how bad it's going to get. And the only thing that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button and keep up to date with us, because this is going to be quite the shite show, and you need to make sure that you are on the front lines when anything new happens. And we will get right into the video after a quick word from our sponsor Moomoo and the up to 15 free stocks that you will get if you sign up and deposit with them using our link down below. So let me ask you this question. Would you show up to a bloody battle without the proper weapons? I wouldn't. No matter what kind of warrior you are, you need the proper gear to thrive. And Moomoo is exactly that, a proper trading platform for active and fierce traders just like yourselves. Moomoo is a one-stop trading app that features a comprehensive stock screener, free real-time level 2 data, daily short volume, and allows you to unlock 24/7 premium news for free. One feature I'd like to highlight today is their earnings calendar and hub. You can scroll through and see which stocks are reporting earnings in the coming week, and more importantly, get a rapid to-the-point rundown on what they've just reported. For example, here I can see Rivian reported large losses due to accelerated vehicle production and supply chain bottlenecks. Or I can see Palantir's US commercial revenue grew by 120% year over year. It's tools like these that can help you take your trading to the next level and drown out all of the noise. And to give them a shot, they are offering up to 15 free stocks for US users. The platform is also available in Australia, and you folks can get up to a $50 Australian cash coupon when you use our link down below. Don't miss out on the offer. Anyways, thank you again, Moomoo, for sponsoring this video. Now back to the content. So we are in the beginning stages of this unemployment number skyrocketing. A survey from PricewaterhouseCoopers shows 50% of firms expect to reduce their labor forces in the next 6 to 12 months. For example, 50% of all respondents are reducing their overall headcount, 46% are dropping or reducing signing bonuses, and 44% are rescinding offers. Okay, so 50% of firms in the US are expecting to do some level of layoffs in the next 6 to 12 months. That already doesn't sound exactly peachy, but hey, 6 to 12 months, maybe everything just magically heals before then, right? No. We are in the early stages of the beginning of this layoff cycle, but it is actually well underway. It's been happening for the last few months. It's just accelerating now. In fact, I would argue it's skyrocketing. And pretty soon you're going to see it in the overall unemployment number as well. You can already see it a little bit in that unemployment number because it ticked up a little bit, but you're going to start seeing it a lot. Here are some examples. This morning, CNBC reported that Gap is starting layoffs by eliminating about 500 corporate jobs. Last month, the company withdrew its 2022 financial outlook entirely, citing execution challenges and uncertain macroeconomic challenges. Real estate company Compass laid off hundreds of employees at the start of the summer, and they are just announcing now that they are going to do another bigger second round of layoffs. More are likely to come. Twilio just announced they are laying off 11% of their employees. Snapchat laying off 20% of employees. Wayfair laying off 870 employees, or 5% of its global workforce. Let me go through some of these others very quickly. Patreon is laying off 17% of their workforce. Groupon 15%. Daily Harvest 15%, iRobot 10%, Rent, The Runway 24%, Carbon 23% of their workforce, FlowHub 15%, BigBear.ai 7%, GoodRx 16%. Other companies that have recently announced layoffs: Ford, Best Buy, Shopify, Walmart, Peloton, HBO Max, Okta, Stripe, Core Scientific, Sweetgreen, TruePill, GoHealth, Calm, Vroom, StubHub, RingCentral, Credit Suisse, Crypto.com, Meta, Rivian, Twitter, Tesla, Netflix, Coinbase, Warner Brothers, Carvana, Robinhood, Zillow, Klarna. And these are just a few. I've only named a few of the companies that are announcing layoffs or have already done them. Now, there is some silver lining here. If you are somebody who ends up getting laid off by one of these companies, the IRS is hiring and you can help audit the people that didn't get laid off. How about retribution? But the point is, folks, you can very, very clearly see that we are in the start of a massive, massive trend. You're already seeing a lot of companies start really cutting back on their workforce. And the job market's so strong right now that it absorbs it. But these are just the early effects. Do you think the headwinds moving into 2023 are going to be better or worse than 2022? I believe, and central banks are signaling, that they are going to be much, much worse. And in terms of specifically central banks, it tends to be the case that rate hikes take about 6 to 12 months to really start impacting the entire economy. So if you go back 6 months, we had just done our first 25 basis point hike. So right now, we are seeing the impact of really only 25 basis points of firepower, and of course the impact of gutted purchasing power, but the remaining several hundred basis points that we've already gone up and will go up much further haven't been factored in, haven't been portraying their effects in this economy at all yet. And we aren't even talking about the dumping of asset purchases off the Fed's balance sheet. Yet we are expected to believe that with all of this, the macro conditions are going to magically improve into 2023. I don't think so, folks. The data doesn't suggest that, and history doesn't suggest that. And I hate to say it, I really don't like making bearish content. That's not something, like, I didn't want to go on YouTube to make bearish content all the time. That's not something that I really have any interest in doing. But when you're in that kind of market, you got to do what you got to do. And until the Fed pivots, it's going to be that way. And the Fed won't pivot until inflation meaningfully goes down. So back on point, let's talk about the last time inflation was this high and the Fed, led by Paul Volcker, had to crack down on it. This is from AP News. Quote, working relentlessly to bring prices under control, Volcker raised the Fed's benchmark interest rate from 11% to a record 20% by late 1980 to try to slow the economy's growth and thereby shrink inflation. It goes on, those higher interest rates made it so expensive for people and companies to borrow that the economy weakened steadily. By January 1980, a recession had begun. It lasted 6 months. A deeper and more painful downturn took hold later on after that 6-month period in July of 1981. It endured for 18 months, and sent unemployment up to 10.8% in November and December 1982, the highest level since the Great Depression. A lot of people today are looking at inflation that hasn't been as bad since then, and they're saying, no, this time actually it's going to be a very, very easy solution. Just a little bit of a rate hike, and then all of a sudden, boop, inflation's gone. So far, that hasn't been the case. And in fact, if you actually use the CPI that we used back in the 1980s before we turned it into the CPI, we have inflation that's worse than it was when Volcker took office and was in office, which suggests the Fed, like Volcker, may have to seriously piss a lot of people off. In fact, in the early 1980s, when Volcker took office, he was vilified. He was vilified by the public for what he needed to do. Quote, in the early 1980s, Volcker was vilified by the public for having triggered a severe recession in order to curb runaway price increases. Home builders, listen to this. Home builders put postage stamps on bricks and on 2x4 wooden planks and mailed them to the Fed to protest how super high interest rates had wrecked their businesses. Auto dealers, stuck with lots full of unsold cars, did the same with car keys. Angry farmers, struggling with high debts, drove their tractors to Washington and blockaded the Fed's headquarters. So the irresponsible monetary and fiscal policy of that era resulted in everyday Americans and everyday businesses having to pick up the bill down the road, right? And they were pissed. They didn't see the bigger picture that at the end of the day, the system is made so that the everyday citizen in the economy always has to pick up the tab since they're the ones generating the economic growth. But the fact of the matter is that the monetary overlords over at the Fed back in the 1980s had to force bludgeons across the economy. And it led to literally people going outside the Fed and protesting how high the rates were. This is a picture of Volcker going and addressing the crowd in the 1980s. So the point that I'm trying to make here is not so much that we are heading for the same exact calamity that we saw in the 1980s. But what I am saying is that perhaps we're not actually going to have quite a peaceful transition into getting inflation back down. Perhaps it's going to take a long time. Perhaps it's going to be substantially more painful. And quite frankly, I believe that it's going to cause unemployment to skyrocket much, much higher than it is now. The only recent comparable time in history where we've had this high inflation is back in the 1980s. And back then, the Fed had to be so aggressive that the unemployment rate shot up to 10.8%. The economy tanked massively for many quarters, and people literally sent bricks, wood planks, and unsold car keys to the Fed. This time around, people are looking at the same sort of situation, and they're saying, hey, we can escape all of this. There's going to be barely any more pain, and 2023 is going to be a fantastic year for the economy. You get out of this with a correction in the stock market, a slight correction in real estate prices, and some layoffs in oversized tech. But overall, everything's going to be fine and dandy. Nothing massively bad is going to happen. And honestly, I would feel the same way if inflation was actually tanking and there was substantial evidence that supply chains were catching up with demand. We're catching up with all the money that we printed. But in fact, they are not. And the longer that is true, the more aggressive the monetary medicine that is going to be prescribed at the Fed, and the more aggressive the overall regimen is going to be. Now, I want to conclude this video with a paragraph that I found on the Fed St. Louis branch website in an article that describes what the Fed has learned since the inflationary era of Volcker. The idea that we can let down our guard on inflation to increase employment is unwise in the long term because higher inflation eventually destroys rather than creates jobs. So there's this idea that's complete opposite of this, that says, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter if we have high inflation as long as we have low unemployment. But the Fed here is saying, wait a second, no. In the long run, high inflation causes a skyrocketing of unemployment. It's just a short-term fix to put trillions of dollars on demand if supply can't catch up. Eventually, high inflation will cause high unemployment. It's just a matter of time. So the thing to keep in mind here is that when you have an economy that is out of balance, either you do nothing and job losses come from the sheer destruction of consumer purchasing power, or the Fed does do something and job losses come from the dramatic raising of interest rates and overall monetary policy tightening. So the point is, folks, if the Fed does or doesn't act appropriately and aggressively enough, job losses are coming. It's just a matter of how severe and how long lasting they are going to be. Because at the end of the day, all of that demand that we created out of thin air is going to be pulled from the wallets of everyday people today. The bailing out that we did of businesses and consumers that were forced to stay in their house, Now the bill is coming due. Now the bill is coming due, and there's nothing that we can do about it. I pushed this little button thing over too far. But anyways, that caps off the video. Thank you again, Moomoo, for sponsoring today. One of the best ways to fight the bludgeoning market is to make sure to boost up your portfolio with some free stocks. And Moomoo has a lot of free stocks to offer you, up to 15 and valued all the way up to $2,000 each. So that's a pretty good deal. Make sure to sign up and deposit with our link down below. Excellent platform. You're going to like them a lot. And also, if you want to learn how to trade rather violently with our step-by-step lessons, private chat, daily morning briefings, as well as our full price target list, I will put a link to ZipTrader down below. Have a good one, folks, and I will see you in the next video.